Hey guys, will a 32 billion SLP buyout stabilize the coin and solve all the problems all the players are complaining about? I constantly see buyback and burn comments on YouTube and Discord and just wanted to run some numbers to see if any of that would have any type of effect on the coin, especially with the unlimited minting problem. If you are new to the channel, my name is Blahzaye and I've been playing AXIE Infinity since November, which just so happens to be the peak.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Don't feel bad for me. I truly like the game and believe in the project and just want to throw a couple of ideas and maybe some solution towards the problem so we can help fix the economy. So to understand the problem, we really need to pull back a couple of layers and just realize that this is an economic problem. And balancing economies in general isn't an easy task. In the case of SLP and AXS, Sky Mavis and any other economy balancing entities have two levers that they need to control: supply and demand. If we do either a buyback or burn of SLP, we're trying to limit the supply in hopes that it will increase the demand and stave off inflation of the coin. As we can see here, we've been minting less and less SLP as the daily active users start to slip during this bear market. However, we are also burning considerably less SLP, as well as breeders are in between versions 2 and 3 of the game, and don't really see the demand as the amount of total AXIEs in the marketplace for sale starts to rise. So we see the demand for SLP is already low, and supply is still increasing. Also, on another note, on breeders and how Sky Mavis actually generates income. Here we see that the most income generated by Sky Mavis is through breeding and marketplace fees. So there's a bit of truth when I see the Sky Mavis only doing these balance changes to make money argument in the chat. But we see that at this moment, the inflation and unlimited minting of SLP is hurting itself in its confusion. The inflation of the coin is driving the incentive of players to play the game away, since it was heavily marketed as a play-to-earn game in the beginning. But as time goes on, we see the transition that the team is making to a play-to-have-fun game, which should be at the core of every game anyways, otherwise it's kind of just a job. So now we know it's just the inflation that is causing the problem, and the consistent minting of SLP, which is driving the price below desirable levels. How do we get the coin back to a very agreeable 3 cents? To calculate how much the SLP Sky Mavis will actually have to buy back or burn, I have to take a snapshot of how much the market cap, supply, and price of SLP is as I'm making the video. So to get an accurate supply count, I just went to the Ronin mainnet and clearly saw that we had 41 billion SLP just sitting in different holders' wallets across the world. Since CoinGecko had a closer representation of how much supply of SLP we had total, I decided to use their data instead of CoinMarketCap. In case you didn't know, in order to calculate market cap, you need to multiply the price of the asset by its total number of outstanding shares. If we want to figure out how much SLP will need to be bought or burned to get the price back to 3 cents, we just change up the formula. Since this would be a dynamic exchange of funds, if they bought SLP back, let's just keep it simple and maintain the current market cap. There needs to be 6,571,200,000 SLP to get back to 3 cents per SLP. So 35,115,000,000 SLP needs to be burned or bought to decrease the supply and adjust the price. But here's the problem. Even if Sky Mavis decides to take massive action and proceed with a buyback or burn, it would indirectly just be benefiting the whales. The major holders of SLP would dump it all and crash the price right back into the ground. The major factor is that there is not enough burning mechanisms at this time to support and help follow through with this type of buyback. But Sky Mavis does have a plan. As we see here, Philip Law brings up a couple of points such as making the game more competitive, testing crafting progression, and introducing SLP and NFT runes/charms. On top of these potential SLP sinks, I also believe that there should be cosmetics for both AXIEs and your player layout that utilize SLP to upgrade. So pretty much it'd be like a ranking system, and then people would see how cool you are by how your layout is when you take your screenshots of your leaderboard, kind of like that. As well as maybe a SLP fee, like a gas fee in the game for tournaments or playing special events. That'd be cool too. There are numerous other ideas that the community has brought up for SLP sinks and burning mechanisms that I'm sure Sky Mavis is looking into and will probably implement in the future to help balance the economy. And hey guys, remember, it's the Sky Mavis team that actually controls these levers. So if they're shooting for growth in the game, they're gonna want the AXIEs to be as cheap as possible so people can come into the game and play on a budget basis. If SLP is really high, then AXIEs are going to be extremely pricey like we saw in November, and the barrier to entry is just going to be too heavy for new gamers, so it can spread how fast Sky Mavis team wants it to spread. I also think that a buyback right now would not help our current situation because it would provide exit liquidity and drain the treasury of the game unless Sky Mavis utilize the marketplace to funnel transaction fees to stabilizing the price over time. I think that directing a portion of the marketplace fees towards creating a baseline for SLP over time is much better, while at the same time providing burning mechanisms and tuning them according to crafting runes, breeding, upgrading AXIE parts, and just playing in Lunasia. So, final thoughts are a buyback of 35 billion SLP would definitely push the supply lever in the right way, but without dedicated and numerous SLP sinks to maintain that lever, the supply and demand economy of SLP will always falter because of the inflation and unlimited minting issue. The team has to be able to match the popularity of the game with the burning rate of SLP. As more players enter the game and earn SLP, the rate of burn should increase along with that popularity just to stave off the supply and keep the economy in balance. I believe the most effective way of doing this is a modular breeding rate and SLP earn rate in game that changes according to the daily active users. If you guys have any good thoughts or intriguing ideas of how Sky Mavis can fix the SLP problem in regards to the supply and demand, go ahead and drop it in the comment section below. It'll help boost the video as well, and hopefully they'll see your solutions and hopefully they'll adhere to what the community has to say. Well, and that's the end of this video. If you guys learned anything or got any value from the video, please like and subscribe. That'd be awesome, just trying to grow the channel. Once again, my name is Blahzaye, and I'll just see you in the next one. Peace.